For high school football, Texas style. Tonight, we're in La Joya, Texas. This is a KWES production, live on YouTube, and the beginning of district action in 31-6A. It's the Weslaco Panthers under the direction of Roy Stroman. They were 3-2 during non-district action, and tonight, well, the Panthers, they will be taking on a team from, yes, La Joya, one of the three teams that plays in the stadium. And this happens to be Coyotes. They are 0-5, and they are coached by Ruben Farias. And, of course, it's always great when district action starts. A little warm tonight, about 82 degrees. There is some wind, gusts up to 21 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour steady, and humidity of 56%. I'm Scott Harrison, and I want to welcome in our analyst and good friend. Here's Football Fred.
You know, that smell, you smell it? That's the smell of a brand new season. Ah, yes, district season is about to begin. Hey, welcome to it. It's going to be a fun one. The opening, it's 0-0, I know. There's been plenty of games both ways, but tonight, and all the coaches are talking about this, we are all even to start 0-0. Yeah. Weslaco trying to big W.
It doesn't matter if the Coyotes are 0-5.
Doesn't matter.
And as a matter of fact, Coach told us kind of had to get on his team a little bit prior to the game and get a little more focused, right?
Yeah, those kind of things happen. You know, they've had a run here. The last 3 games have been successful, and so now can they carry on that momentum from non-district into the district season? Folks, we're about to find out.
And they're going to kick off right now,
yes,
right?
Weslaco will be receiving in the all white unis, the purple helmets, and I like the colors that the Coyotes have, the red jerseys and white pants, and we're about to get started here.
Jared Azuna, their kicker tonight, and the ball is kicked off. Weslaco has it, and we are going to have a good run. Ball goes back to about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, nice return there by number 13, D'Angelo Gonzalez. Now, this is interesting. I asked Coach, since he got the ball first, I asked Coach, all right, give me a player to watch tonight. He said that young man, number 13, D'Angelo Gonzalez, is a player to watch. We'll mention the other one in a little while.
Frankie Trevino, quarterback, last game against San Benito. All 4 touchdowns by Weslaco were of the rushing variety. And David Garcia, he had 3 of his 5 touchdowns this season in that particular game. Let's see if they try to run it early. And it is going to be a run, and it is going to go all the way down to about the 40-yard line. Good pickup.
Yeah, guys to watch. Well, those 2 other guys. We mentioned D'Angelo, but Frankie Garcia, number 0, is a good one. Number 23. That young man has been getting better every single game. David Garcia, that running back, 100 yards even quickly from the Panthers here up to the line.
Right. Well, he got about 10 or 15 on that particular rush to get things going.
Right.
So already in the territory of the Coyotes, and it's going to be another running play, and this time the ball is going to go all the way down for a touchdown. That's going to be a 41-yard touchdown.
Now, Frankie Garcia, I mean, he has been on fire as one of the hottest players, I believe, in the Valley. Not just because this is a Weslaco broadcast, but you saw his speed, his ability, his numbers show. Touchdown, Weslaco! Man, that was great.
And again, touchdown. And who was it again?
Yeah, that was Frankie Trevino.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, so 41 yards for the touchdown. Extra point is up, and it is good. And we are only 2 plays in, 50 seconds in, 11-10 remaining in the opening quarter, and Weslaco goes ahead 7-0. This is a KWES production.
Keys to coming into this first district game, talking to Coach Stroman, we'll tell you what Coach Faria said in a little bit, but Coach Stroman says they had the ball first, said, look, we got to start fast. I know, he said. We say this every single game. Start fast and finish faster. He says tonight, same thing. We're going to start fast, and we're going to finish faster. He goes, oh, by the way, I keep telling the guys this. We need to keep the same momentum all throughout the game. These games count now. And that first drive, that's as fast as you can go.
Yes, and what a great rush on that play. And, of course, I'll tell you, Trevino already this season has close to 400 yards rushing. That is his 6th rushing touchdown. So Frankie's doing it passing and rushing. Again, this young man having a good year. He has passed for 6 touchdowns and 713 yards. So we are going to see the home team get the ball, and they will be moving it, I guess, to the south end toward the scoreboard when they get it.
South, right.
Yeah. And a beautiful stadium, holds about 13,000, was built in 2000. and has 3 teams play here. We'll talk more about that later. And ball will go up to about, the 28, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Coyotes.
It's a short kick there. Andres de la Rosa for the Coyotes came up and got it and picked up some relatively good yards. So it's a nice stand there, or just to start off here for La Joya.
And, of course, their quarterback, the one they expected, Owen Benoit, got injured, right? His shoulder injury.
He's out for the season.
Yeah.
Really hurt their program and what they wanted to do, especially you'll see here what they want to accomplish here. But you'll see Andrew Rosales, he moved over from the wide receiver spot, now playing quarterback number 3, Andrew Rosales.
And, of course, they had a couple good running backs coming into this year. Right now, mainly using Mauricio Mendoza. And on the first play, just a couple yards gained.
Yeah, that's going to be number 25. He is Mauricio Mendoza, a very talented player, very capable, is going to do a lot of the heavy work. I was talking to Coach Farias. We'll talk about him as the game goes on. We talked to him about him, and he said he's our workhorse. He's a 2-year letterman. He's just a junior.
Right.
So he's got a lot of talent, a lot of possibility here, and he's going to face a defense that all of a sudden it has really risen to the occasion. Now has done a fantastic job of now stopping the run. Looks like it's going to be a timeout here early on.
Now, you're talking about Mendoza. You mentioned he was a letterman last year, too. Last year, 173 carries, 825 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Yeah. But he had another guy helping him out, Rismo Rodriguez, who had 60 carries for 445 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Now,
now let me tell you this quick. Combined, they rushed for over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns, and they were expected to do a lot this year, but Rodriguez is injured, right?
Yeah, and that's the key. That's what exactly I was going to mention. Erasmo Rodriguez is a talented player. As a matter of fact, we talked to Coach about him. And he said, look, he's a 4-year letterman. He's a spark plug for us. He's a good student. You know, he's been out. Now, this is the key. We might see him tonight. Now, he's been injured for the last month, basically all of a non-district. But Coach said, look, we're going to try him out, and we're going to see how he does. And if he's all right, you'll see number 2 out there if things work out. We'll keep an eye out for you. If you're listening tonight from La Joya, we'll keep an eye out for Erasmo.
We mentioned Mendoza had over 800 yards rushing last season. He's just gone over 800 for this season, or just about right there.
Right.
And he also has 6 touchdowns. So, again, in his 2 years, and again, we're just beginning the district part of his second season, he's already rushed for about 1,600 yards. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, key here for the Coyotes will be number 60, Guadalupe Salgado. Coach Farias, which, by the way, he's in his 7th year now at the helm there at La Joya. He is a 1984 La Joya graduate. That's Coach Farias. And we'll talk about his staff, and we'll talk about all this other cool stuff that we found out from him. But, you know, it starts with that guy. You say, wait a minute, the center is the guy that makes this go. He says, look, our offensive guys, Ruben Conde, the right guard, the left guard, Cesar Alanis, number 75 and number 74. Those guys are the ones that make this offense go. They're a running team. They want to run. And
well, let me say this right now.
Yeah.
They've rushed for over 1,100 yards this season, only passed for about 400, so that backs it up.
So the fact is he'll use his big guys, Cesar Alanis, and he'll use Ruben Conde. Those guys are the ones that make this go. He says, we go as those guys go. So keep an eye out. Now, can Weslaco match that on the defensive line? We'll see here in a couple of plays.
And Rosales, he has completed 20 of 35 passes for about 275 yards so far. And again, we mentioned mostly a running team, and there we have a run and a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to go against the offense here. Wait to the official start here. Now, they were in a nice, different spot. Now, the Coyotes, when talking to Coach Farias, he says, look, we've got to surprise Weslaco. We've got to do certain things that we haven't done. It looks like they were going to pass there.
Yeah.
We were talking about running stats. All of a sudden, it looks like they were going to pass the ball.
And, you know, by the way, Rosales is a pretty good runner, too.
Yeah.
He has carried 19 times for 147 yards himself. And now we are going to have 2nd down and 14. Ball back at the 23-yard in Coyote territory. Remember, this is the first time we played this team here in a long time. And there's a running play, and that's going to be a big pickup near midfield. So on that play, give it about 27 yards right to
Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Number 25, right down the middle. We said, look out for that young man. He is going to get a lot. Man, I'll be honest, if not all of of the carries here. And why not? You saw his speed there?
Right.
You see how he's able to get going real quick up 10 yards quickly, and then the first down.
So we're at midfield, 1st and 10. Weslaco again ahead 7-0 early. And again, we'll get ready for the snap. And this time, it's going to be a pass play, and it's complete, good for about 4 yards.
Yeah, Kevin Miranda, young sophomore. Again, this team is very young. Matter of fact, talking to Coach Farias about it, he said, yeah, this is a very young team. Hey, look, these guys have played together a while, but they just don't have a lot of varsity experience. So we'll see how they can put that. There's a pass. Doesn't happen very often, so don't be surprised if you're a Weslaco fan. We're talking about what they want to do, but if Weslaco gives them a pass,
right?
Don't be surprised if they kind of got there and throw it like just did earlier.
Well, so far this year, as far as passing, they only have 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Right.
So, again, not much, as you mentioned, as far as passing. It is going to be 2nd down and 6, and ball around the 46-yard line. Again, Mendoza will get just a couple at most.
Yeah, not much. We were wondering who was going to make a stop for her. That's number 50, Nicholas Ramirez, comes up. Nick does a good job of coming up and tackling and doing a good job. Now, that defensive line is going to be key on this run. We mentioned Ramirez. You also have on the other side, number 54, that's Jacob Hinojosa on the end. Number 45 is Chavez. Take that back. That is Gael Ruiz on the edge. And we just mentioned Ramirez. So those guys right there, those are going to be the task to slow this Coyote running game down.
And the ball at the 50, it's going to be 3rd down, gain of 1, and that time no gain at all. So it'll be now coming up to 3rd down,
it's
and
4th down.
Actually 4th down in about 4 or 5.
Nicholas Ramirez, man, those last 2 plays. Talk about active. Man, he was on his feet, tackling, being aggressive. Great play. Watch out here.
And who's their punter here?
We're going to see here if they're going to punt it here. Number 9 is Leo Maldonado. Maldonado kicks off. That's Ryan Gonzalez. Ryan's got a lane.
Yes, he does. And he is going to make it up to the 37-yard line. Again, good field position for Weslaco.
Yeah, so Weslaco, again, showing on defense. They can try to slow down. They tried a couple of things. They got a 1st down. La Joya did. You had to give them credit for being, getting out of what they wanted to do. They want to run the ball, but now we saw a little bit of the pass, so that's something to give Weslaco to think about.
Last week, not much passing for Weslaco in that victory. I think Frankie only threw the ball, about 13 times, had 5 or 7 completions.
Right.
So we'll see if this is going to be another night like that. Again, 1st and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Frankie Trevino was a receiver last year. This time he will throw the ball, and it's going to be caught and down at the 48-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 11.
Yeah, that is interesting because, we're thinking about Weslaco, and they want to run the ball. If they don't have to throw it, they won't throw it. They showed it last week, and here they come. Quickly, up-tempo are the Panthers.
All right, so we have a running play, and the ball will get up to about the 45-yard line, gain of about 5 or 6. Or actually, I think they say went down earlier than that. Okay,
Brian,
it looked like he got more, but only got about 1 or 2.
Good job in pursuit by number 50, Brian Villarreal, defensive lineman, the senior. Coach was talking about his defensive line. Coach Farias said, look, Brian is one of those guys they were counting on.
Yeah, so Garcia won, right?
Yeah, Garcia with just a couple of done. Steven Ramirez is another linebacker for the Coyotes that wants to be and has to be active on this defense.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 49-yard line in Weslaco territory. And again, another running play, and this time, or actually pass play, and it's going to be our friend getting it, our Mr. Athlete, right?
Yeah.
Chris Luna.
All over the place. Why not give it to him early, get him rolling?
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Ezekiel, we'll call him Zeke Hernandez, the young junior number 10, is going to get a lot of single coverage on him. I wonder if the Panthers will eventually take a shot with him. Not necessarily now, but you got to keep on that matchup usually. Now we see Zeke gets another wide receiver on there. Now you have Joseph Leal on that side.
So a gain of about 5 or 6, ball a couple yards short of the 1st down, around the 44-yard line in the territory of the Coyotes. And this time,
yeah, they're going to that side.
Yeah, no good to Luna.
And the reason they're trying to send it out there as number 5 now, Joseph Leal kind of comes in where Luna is. It was a high throw by Frankie. Luna has come back in now all of a sudden, but on that play.
So it was Leal, right?
Yeah, Joseph Leal. And they picked on, that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Get it? Number 10, Ezekiel Hernandez, who's out there playing
by
himself.
Hernandez is one of the guys that has an interception this year, by the way. They have 2 interceptions so far this season. He had 1 or 2 last year also, one of their best defensive backs. So it's going to be 4th down And this time, no go.
Yeah, I think Weslaco got stopped. Excellent defensive play there by the Coyotes. A 4th down, big 65, Elijah Herrera for the Coyotes comes
That was
up.
Garcia running it.
Yeah, Garcia running it. They were blitzing on that play. They blitzed everybody off the edge down the middle, and Weslaco really had no chance to get it going. They just couldn't get the protection here. So big turnover on downs for Weslaco. It's a calculated risk, I guess, inside the 50. Now giving it back to the Coyotes here.
So they'll mark the ball at the 46-yard line of the Coyotes. Again, moving toward the scoreboard side of the field. And once again, Mendoza will have it, and he won't get more than a couple.
That defense for Weslaco is doing a fantastic job here early of tackling. You have a couple of guys that are going to be involved here for Weslaco. Christian Jimenez, number 17 linebacker. You have number 80, that's Villa, JV. He's one of those guys with the number 80. We'll talk about his number in a minute. Estebanes is right in the middle of 31. Those guys are going to have to fill the gaps when Mendoza runs. And so far, this defense has been helping them out. So we'll see if that continues here.
Ball at about the 48-yard line in La Joya territory. Going to be 2nd down and 8. And this time, not much gain on that play.
The intended receiver out there was Rogelio Matamoros, senior wide receiver. They had him open. The ball just fell earlier than they wanted it to. Now it's a quick 3rd down here for La Joya. You figure, they were having some success earlier, with running the ball. But then Weslaco kind of stopped that. And then they started trying to throw the ball a little bit, and they just haven't really gotten into going yet. The engine hasn't combusted yet. Is that a good word?
Yeah, I like that.
It hasn't really gotten going yet. But, they're making some changes here. They're bringing receivers back and out. I like the fact that they're trying different things here early against this Weslaco defense.
3rd down and 8 after the incomplete pass. Ball at the 48-yard line. Timeout.
Maybe to the point where you say, wait a minute, before we run that play, let's talk about it.
And football, Fred, while we got a moment, let me run down the records for both teams.
Okay.
You can make any commentary you want.
Sure.
Coyotes, they lost to Rivera of Brownsville 27-14. Yep. Lopez 31-13. Pace, very high scoring, 44-42, again a loss.
Right.
Alice, they lost 19-0. Hannah 13-3. Again, for people listening that may not be familiar with the Weslaco program, though most people are, Weslaco had 2 losses to begin the non-district portion, 42-28 to Harlingen, to McAllen Memorial, 45-38. Then 3 straight victories, Laredo LBJ 27-8, Laredo United 24-21, and San Benito a couple weeks ago on a Friday night, 28-14. Any commentary on any of those results?
Both teams, if you notice on La Joya, they were close in a lot of these games. Literally, the ball didn't bounce their way. And that was the difference between a game or two. Weslaco has gotten better from the beginning of the season to now.
All right. So we are going to have it. And here we go. And it's going to be a pass. And it's broken up.
Nice throw there. I'm impressed by the arm talent by Andrew Rosales. Turning around, had a man open. There was a lot of white jerseys and even a couple of red jerseys. It was a broken play.
Yeah.
He had to run out. He wanted to get the ball out there quickly to Mauricio Mendoza in the flat. Just didn't develop, so he had to kind of improvise, and that's what brings up a 4th down.
So 4th down and 8. It is going to be a punt this time.
Side of the foot there.
Yeah.
So that's going to go out of bounds.
Hit it about the 31 maybe.
Hey, so we wanted to also take a chance, not just the crowd that couldn't make it for whatever reason. You're back in Weslaco. A big hello from everybody here, the KWES crew bringing you this live. But also wanted to welcome and say a big hello to the fans that are watching from La Joya. Coach Faria said, hey, we want to watch the broadcast. I said, great. We shared the link with them, and they're probably watching. So if you're here from La Joya, you're missing a good game. It's a nice night for football. Come on over. We'll wait for you.
And what we'll do the next time we have a break, we'll recognize our officials. They watch the broadcast a lot of times, too, afterwards.
They do.
All right, it is going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Weslaco moving toward the north, away from the scoreboard. And this is going to be a pass play in the backfield. And the screen pass is going to go down to about the 37-yard line, gain of about 6. Let's see who had it.
Yeah, Luna.
Yeah, Luna. I thought it was Luna. So Luna makes a nice gain on 1st down, makes a 2nd down very manageable.
You're not kidding. And if you were to look under the football dictionary for athlete, because everybody has a position, right? Receiver, quarterback. He's an ATH, athlete. This is why he's on the receiving end. He's on the linebacker. He plays corner,
Made
safety.
some big interception in his career.
Yeah, plays all over the field. That's why he under the label he's an athlete.
2nd down and 4, a ball at the 37-yard line. The sun has set, clear skies, and this is going to be a running play, and it gets to about the 40.
Yeah, that's a big face mask.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only way you stop that is if you bring Frankie down with a face mask, and they did.
Yeah, Trevino on the carry, quarterback keeper.
Yeah, he had a lane, and he probably would have gained a lot more yardage if it would have been for that face mask. I guess if you're a defensive player, I guess if you have to, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, personal foul, face mask.
15 yards will be assessed to the end of the run.
So at the end of the run, which wasn't much, you're going to get 15 more yards.
And I hate to say this, but if you're a defensive player.
Then don't say it. I'm just kidding.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I guess that's really the only thing that would have saved probably 6 points.
Okay.
I mean, that was that open. He would have scored. There was nobody in that lane.
Fair assessment. Ball at the 44-yard line, now in Coyote territory. Weslaco trying to win the first district game of the season.
Fumble.
And this time there's a fumble, and it looks like Weslaco got it.
Yeah, Frankie's back on the line of scrimmage. That was scary.
What was it, on the handoff?
It was on the handoff, and
Yeah,
he kept
so.
it. He kept it, and he just lost it.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it happens. It's not as muggy as it's been the past few games, but you're still out there. You're running some of these athletes. This field is in pristine. There's my word of the night.
I like
pristine condition.
It actually.
That is a nice field.
We enjoyed walking on it. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the fumble recovery. Weslaco, spread formation as usual. And looking back, Trevino has it, decides to run with it, and it is going to be a first down to about the 40, so gain of about 6. Actually, Luna took the snap.
Yeah, it looked like Frankie Trevino ran, but he was short just by a little bit. Yeah, maybe Frankie's gotten really good with slide. I hand that guy has gotten really good at pretending. Hey, I'm going to give this.
Yeah, it looked like even fooled me. Thought I gave it to Luna.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're going to give it to somebody? Who are you going to?
No,
and he keeps it.
That's great. No, Frankie's got the mechanics down.
He's been able to master this offense.
Yeah.
This is his offense now.
No, I've been impressed with him more every game. So it's going to be coming up 3rd and 3, ball at the 39-yard line, and there is a whistle.
Looks like Weslaco calls a timeout.
A timeout, okay.
Why not? They were about to give him a penalty.
And let's give the officials some love right now.
Good guys. They are from the Texas Association of Sports Officials, the Football Rio Grande Valley chapter. Means they're Valley guys. Let's talk about the referee, Eric Kalau. Umpire, Jason Vines. Headlines, Ms. Joe Mendoza. The line judge tonight is Eli Longoria. Back judge, Eddie Duran. Field judge, Bobby Clough. And then the side judge is Jason Mendoza. And one of these guys you knew better than the other guys. He remembered you from the Viper games.
Yeah, one of the guys there.
Yeah.
He
so
was
Mr. Chatting it
Clough.
up.
It was one of the guys that worked on the table, the scorers table.
Yeah.
During Vipers games, and it was good to see him again.
Yeah,
might still help out if they need him. So
yeah, we always run into somebody. We're always at games or things, functions like this at a game especially. That's why it's so cool to come to these things because you'll find people you haven't seen in a while.
You're right about that.
Yeah,
and La Joya, by the way, they've struggled over the years, but they really thought before the injuries this could be a pretty good year. They're 10-31 since 2019. They were 0-10 last year, but really. People looked at this to be a pretty good team. But again, we don't want to use injuries as an excuse, but it's still a fact.
Yeah, Coach Stroman agrees with that fact. He feels they're a much, much improved team this year.
All right. So after the timeout, again, ball 3rd and 3. Going to be a running play up the middle, and it's going to go down to the 30.
Yeah,
that's going to be Trevino, right?
Yeah, down the middle of that run.
Yeah.
9
yards.
Working. It's a little bit of a delay. So basically what you see is everybody's coming.
Yeah.
And by that I mean guys in red are blitzing from the middle, coming from the outside. Frankie reads it, and then he goes, right?
And their best tackler just brought him down.
Yeah, Joshua Flores, number 8. He's been all over the field, too. He plays linebacker, comes up, plays corner. He's another versatile guy on defense.
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Weslaco scored in the opening seconds of the game, and since then been scoreless. And this time an option play, and the pass is not caught, but that was Luna that threw it.
That was actually Frankie.
Frankie threw it. Okay.
Frankie threw it. He was trying to. Luna was out there, and he was an option. You're right. He was an option, but he went to Joseph Liao.
Okay.
Joseph doing his best. He came back on the comeback route. The ball was really humming.
Yes.
It was coming, and he just went through his hands. He had a first down there, just couldn't catch it.
All right. So we are going to have 2nd and 10. The ball still at the 31-yard line. And again, Weslaco here at La Jolla, the first time since I've been involved, that's about 7 or 8 years that they played football here. We saw them play some baseball last year. And this is going to be a running play and a fumble, and it goes back to the 35.
La Jolla might have this one.
La Jolla got it, yeah.
Yeah, number 6, that was Steven Ramirez. We talked about him, remember?
Mm-hmm.
We said that Steven Ramirez is one of those guys, and the party lights, they have party lights here too, by the way, in La Jolla.
Yes, they do.
Going up, this is a mistake. Really, something's going on. I don't know if maybe Frankie needs to not wear gloves. I wouldn't recommend that. I would say, sometimes when you sweat a lot,
yes,
your hands get slippery, and when he fakes the pitch, he holds out the ball for the running back, and then he brings it back. That ball, his hands might be a little too slippery, and that ball comes out. That's already twice that's happened. Maybe a towel or something from the center would help.
All right, ball around the 35-yard line. It is the possession of the home team, and that run by Mendoza only going to pick up a couple.
This is giving the Coyotes life. This is giving them an opportunity to say, wait a minute, we took a punch, but we're still hanging in there, and this is something that Coach Stroman talked about. He said, look, we've got to come out here, we've got to start fast, and they did, but we got to keep it. So now that's where the key is. The defense so far has slowed down this running game. They're trying to make the Coyotes one-dimensional.
They are good, by the way, at recovering fumbles, the Coyotes. This is the 5th fumble they've recovered this season. Not bad for an 0-5 team.
Yeah, they know how to do that.
All right, so a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. This time, Rosales dropping back to pass, and he is going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. And what's unusual is because they do so much option-type play, this is only the 3rd time the quarterback's been sacked this season.
Well, there was a speed rush off the edge. Our good friend William Cannon. That's a big sack for William, his first of the season. William Cannon coming off the edge, using his speed, and he comes up and he makes a tackle. And, a good way to start the district campaign with a sack, my friend. That's nice.
Loss of 12. It's going to be 3rd and 20. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of those things where the end of the quarter is going to come, and that'll do it there for us.
All right, so we have played 12 minutes. Weslaco scored on the opening seconds, but since then it's been a defensive battle, and Weslaco leads 7-0 over the Coyotes of La Jolla. This is district action, and this is a KWES production.
So now this is interesting. I think that the longer you keep a team, and in this case, Coach said, look, we're favored. I don't care about that. He said, I don't care how much favorites we are. I could care less about that. And the reason he said that is very simple. The reason is because, look, this is a start of a district game. Mm-hmm. Teams bring it up a notch. They sure do. They definitely want to. And so that's one of those things where now as a team, you got to get the team going and say, look, guys, we've got to play up to our standards. Coach Vento, we'll talk about him in a little while.
Yes.
He said the same thing. We've got to play our brand of football. Can they? We'll see.
All right, 3rd and 20. Again, now moving toward the north will be the Coyotes in the 2nd quarter. So we'll see if they pass the ball. No, it's going to be a run, and it's only going to pick up about 3 and 4 by Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza. And that's, again, the young man who comes up and is making all these tackles, we're very impressed by not just Ramirez, but also number 52. It's Ethan Zamora coming up and making a nice hit. Our active defensive line is going to bring up a 4th down.
So going to be a punt. Again, 4 gained on the play by Mauricio. It's going to be 4th and 16. Ball at the 29-yard line. Weslaco, 1 receiver back to get it.
Yeah, they're kicking away from Ryan.
Yeah, well, you can't blame that. Ryan now picks up the ball and got it back around his 30 and doesn't get much.
That's going to be a flag there. There might have been a face mask at the end or a hole maybe. It's kind of hard to see. It happened as soon as the tackle happened. We'll see if that's going to back up the Panthers or it might be against La Jolla. It's kind of tough to see, but it looks like it's going to be against Weslaco here. Maybe a hold on the return. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to back up the Panthers. We'll wait to see what Mr. Clow has to say. Here it is.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
All right, so moving back is going to be the Coyotes.
Decent field position all of a sudden became bad.
What, block in the back, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden it was a hold. All of a sudden became a bad field position from good field position to bad.
Yeah.
What's funny how one penalty, right, will set you back some, and that's what happened here to the Panthers. Hopefully you can get something going here on offense. They had a bolt of lightning on offense early on.
All right, so it is 1st and 10. Ball back at the 23-yard line. Again, slot on the left side. Handoff, and it's going to be Garcia, and he will get not much, maybe a couple.
Yeah, he's not getting too much. He's just kind of working and trying to get it rolling here. Again, Weslaco has shown they want to throw the ball, but obviously they want to run it, and why not? They've been successful with it. Why not continue doing it? We'll see what Weslaco can do here. But this the Joya Coyote defense has done a good job of tackling. You know, they were on the ball earlier on the fumble. So that defense is keeping them in the game.
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 25-yard line. Again, opening seconds here of the second quarter. And Frankie Trevino all the way at quarterback.
Rolls out.
Yes, rolls out toward the right. And now feels some pressure, and he's going to run. And he is going to get maybe a couple. Ran around a lot more, but got a couple.
He had a couple of receivers open downfield for a second. But, of course, the protection broke down as he rolled out, so he had to do something about it. And he had to tuck it and really just pick up very minimal yardage, bring us a 3rd down now, and see what Weslaco does this, right?
Yep, Weslaco. By the way, it was Saul Moran, a linebacker junior, on the tackle. So 3rd down and 7. And again, just about a gain of 1 on that last play. And this time, going to be a pass. And looks like it got the 1st down to about the 39, so that would be a gain of about 13.
Yeah, and quickly they're going out there and throwing the ball as fast as they can. That was number 9, Carlos Ochoa. Nice to see him out there playing the slot on the right side away from us. Quickly, here come the Panthers. Luna.
Yes, Luna with it. And Luna is going to get some nice yardage. He'll be out near the 40, so give him a gain of close to 20 yards.
Yeah, he can tell right away when he decides to turn on the jets. He'll do that. You see him put his head down, literally puts his head down and goes. Quickly, here comes the fast-paced offense.
Jets is good unless we're a head coach there. Okay, here is going to be another play, and let's see. It's going to get down to about the 32.
As a flag on the play again, right in the middle of things, right where holding usually happens. We'll see what the official call is, but it could have been. It happened late, so I'm thinking maybe this is on the defense. Maybe we'll see here in a second.
All right. So I don't know if you heard it or not, but an eligible receiver downfield.
Yeah. So what happens here on that play? That's Andy Munoz. Now the thing about it is you want to throw the ball out there, and you have as an offensive lineman, you have a time on your clock. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You start counting, right? And then you let go. That way you get the receiver out there. Sometimes you mess up. Sometimes you forget the 2 and you go straight to 3. You know what I mean?
Well, the ball goes back to the 45, still in La Joya territory. It's going to be 1st and 15.
Some movement.
And, yes, some movement.
Yeah, Weslaco, false start here.
So going the wrong direction, last 2 plays lost 10 yards.
Yeah, this has to be Coach Stroman wearing the Saban sweater today on a day like today. Wow, that's brave, man, and with long sleeves too on a warm Thursday night
in the 80s at kickoff. All right, 1st and 20, ball at midfield. So let's see what Weslaco does. They can do big plays. We know that. And this time it is going to be a pass, and it's going to get down to about the 35-yard line. Still short, but gained about, 13 or 14.
Great initial move against Nico Garza. That was number 2. That's right. Yeah, he's the guy that's been focusing on here. Chris Luna. he made number 32, Nico Garza miss, and he picked up a lot of yardage.
Yeah, got 16, second down and 4 at the 34. And this time it's going to go going to get the first down, right?
That's
and
the player to watch.
Yeah. And now at the 10, 5, touchdown. And that is going to be Luna, 34 yards.
Check that. We're going to check that.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like to be number 13. We've talked about D'Angelo Gonzalez.
Okay,
where
so
Coach
let's
said,
double check.
Player to watch, but wait a minute. Hold everything. There's a flag.
All right.
Now, this might be after the touchdown.
All right.
We'll see.
Was that a pass or run?
That was a pass.
Pass, I thought so. Want to make sure.
Personal foul.
Okay. Personal foul against the defense.
Yeah, that's after the touchdown.
Unnecessary rough. That foul will be assessed
So
on the kickoff.
that is going to be now the first touchdown in a couple games. Remember, the last game against San Benito, there were 4 rushing touchdowns.
Right.
So this time we get a passing touchdown. I
That
think
was
that's about the 7th of the year for Frankie.
Coach Stroman, I talked about, we'll wait for the extra point here.
And talk about the young man that got the touchdown.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. Let's wait for the extra point.
All right.
It's up, and that looks good.
All right, so 7:30 remaining here in the first half. Weslaco has gone ahead 14-0, and this is a KWES production, a 34-yard touchdown reception.
Gustavo Rodriguez with the extra point. Now, what happened before, we said this earlier, and we usually ask Coach, hey, give us a couple of players that have been doing well, had a good camp, had a good workout, during the week. Coach said, watch out, player to watch tonight is D'Angelo Gonzalez. Boy, that he caught that ball on the right side, came all the way across, sprint out, he broke a couple of tackles, turned around, put on the afterburners, touchdown Panthers. Man, that was fast.
Yes.
He's that guy we want to watch. D'Angelo Gonzalez, touchdown, first one for him, if I'm not mistaken, of the season. Well, it's for sure the first one for district.
Yes, yes.
So congratulations.
No, that was a good job by him for sure.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that coach. He's a junior. Coach talking about him and said, look, my juniors are starting to show already. These guys are starting to really get going, and that was a nice move there by D'Angelo.
I'm not sure. I'm looking here on some of the stats. I don't even know if he's had a reception this year. But again,
Weslaco recovers.
Weslaco recovers on the kickoff.
Yeah, it's a live ball, and when you kick it and none of your players come up to field, keep in mind this is a live ball. So now, I don't know if the officials are about to call a penalty here. Wait a minute. We'll wait for a second here. I don't know what they're going to do here. Yeah, the officials, what are they saying?
Okay, it was hard to hear.
So it looks like somebody was offsides. So it looks like we're going to have to re-kick this one.
Okay.
So that's what it looks like. Man, oh man, that was a break, let me tell you, for Weslaco. It caught La Joya off guard there for a second. Remember, folks, in any level of football, when you kick off the ball, kick it off, the ball is always live. Doesn't matter who kicks it, what direction, who's kicking. Anytime you kick it and you don't feel that the other team has the same right as you do to return. That's different on a punt, obviously, but here on a kickoff, and we'll see now. So look at where they're kicking from. Now Weslaco has come up. They're basically kicking from Coyote territory. You see that?
And when you try another onside kick,
I would.
Yeah.
And it's worth a shot. Look at the middle. Look at the middle. They're spaced out. Look at somebody who doesn't usually handle the ball. That kind of thing. It's written on their jerseys. It's literally written on the jersey. Yeah, look for guys that perhaps they're going to move him back. Now, I was thinking that's already in La Joya Coyote area. So now they move back to the 50. That's
all right.
I still will try an onside. Or try a squib kick or something. I know Coach Stroman is looking for something. And he says, well, just kick it off. Let's get
trickery.
Going. Yeah. Let's see if the ball falls. That's trickery. The ball falls off the tee. There's no wind. What knocked it off the tee? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
And by the way, if people are wondering about the distance, La Joya about 33 miles from Weslaco to the west.
It's about 45 minutes, I would say, from Weslaco. And then you add traffic, that's 3 days.
Okay. All the construction. Ball will be covered at 33.
Obviously exaggerated. Nice, there you go. That theory of kicking it to a guy who has a not receiving number, just that blew out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, congratulations to Adrian Ramirez, an offensive lineman who caught it. Yeah, good job. Good way to represent the O-line, my friend.
And, the O-line, of course. Now, we talked about this. They've only been sacked about 3 times this year. And, that's a good stat I'm talking about for La Jolla.
Right.
But it's a little misleading, right, because they run the ball so much.
Yeah, they do. They run the ball, and they want to do it. Now, we've seen it here a couple of times, but that's because Weslaco has stuff to run. Weslaco has given up no running lane. So we'll see what they do here.
Rosales still a quarterback. And Mauricio has it. And, again, Mendoza gets a couple. It seems like that's about what he's averaging, 2 or 3 tonight.
Yeah, Ramirez on the tackle again. We'll give credit to Alexander Jimenez also. The defensive line, they do a good job of rotating your tackles. The ends are pretty stout. In other words, they're pretty set is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
But, yeah, everybody on this defense can play. Hosa on one side, and then on the other side you have Gael Ruiz. But in the middle, they like to rotate guys. And we've already seen a couple Zamora in there already. We've talked about Ramirez quite a bit here tonight on the defensive line.
So ball at the 36, just about midway through the second quarter. It will be 2nd down and 7. And again, up the middle, and that's going to be some good yardage. And that will get into Weslaco territory. Gain of about 15 for Mendoza.
So that's what they're hoping. You see why they want to run the ball. They have those guys we talked about earlier. That offensive lineman starts with number 60, Guadalupe Salgado. He is the guy that makes this engine go. So now they've had a couple of success, or a couple of plays with success. What will they do?
Ball at the 49, and it will be 1st and 10 in Weslaco territory. Moving toward the north, away from the scoreboard. Coyotes trying to get their first win of the season. Weslaco trying to get their 4th straight win. Another rushing play, and this time about 5 yards for Mendoza.
Yeah, a couple of Panthers in there. Estebanes is right in the middle of things. When is he ever not in the middle of things? The other guy that we saw is number 80. Now, story about him. We've talked about him. Everybody calls him JB. Jacob Villa. He's that young junior. Another guy.
He had a sack last game. Player
to watch. He wears number 80, and I asked Coach a question about this. I'll tell you next what he had to say. Watch number 80, Villa, there in the middle.
2nd down and 6. Ball at the 45-yard line in Weslaco territory. And there is a whistle.
Yeah, that's going to be not count towards anybody. So number 80 has been a fantastic surprise, Villa has, on this. He's an offensive player, okay? Where's the number, as a matter of fact? It's on Weslaco. They jumped off sides. And we're talking to Coach. I said, look, it turns the planet on its axis when you have a defensive player wearing a number from an offensive guy. He says, I'm going to tell you something. I asked him about it, and he said, well, Coach, my mom made some jerseys and some numbers and the same number of 80. So yeah, we're going to see 80 from here on out.
Okay. Ball at the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 1. And again, there is Mendoza, and he's going to get the first down about to the 35, so gets about 4.
He's a hard runner, isn't he? He's tough to bring down. It really is. And the reason he's tough to bring down, he's got that strength, low center of gravity, right? He's strong, wants to get things going, so, it's one of those things. Now, can Weslaco match that intensity up front? That's the key. Can they do that? That's what we're going to have to see if Weslaco can do that.
1st down and 10, ball at the 35-yard line in Weslaco territory. About 4:30 remaining here in the first half. And again, another running play.
Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza will not get much this time, though, maybe a yard.
Yeah, very little amount of yardage there, coming up to make all sorts of plays. They have a lot of different players that Weslaco likes to use. They tend to use guys and rotate players out. Jacob Padilla, number 26, that youngster. We're talking about, players coming up and starting to really get their role set. He's one of those guys playing safety back there, number 26, can also tackle.
Ball at the 34-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Again, quarterback, spread formation, and this time on the left side, we'll have a run, and it's going to be short of the first down, but picks up maybe 4 or 5.
Well, Villa read that very well. Villa came up, and that option that they want to run was present there. And
who finally got the ball?
That was Mendoza again, number 25. But that pitch, Jacob Villa was just a second off. If he hits him a second before, that ball goes the opposite way, and that made it possible to gain some yardage, but it brings him a third down still.
Gain of 5, 3rd down and 2 at the 27-yard line. And looked like there was movement for a moment. And a pass play.
Yeah, that was a quick pass play out there. Again, not known for passing the ball, but number 80, Julio Guerra, wide receiver, sophomore, comes up. Now, I thought Weslaco had jumped off.
All right.
They were offsides, but they're going to decline
the
that.
ball's at the 3, so there was a gain of 24 yards on that pass play.
Yeah, they're going to decline that, and it's a big pass play. I think they let it go. I think Weslaco thought that it was on. They were going to stop the play. Weslaco jumped, and they thought they were going to stop the play. Weslaco kind of stopped on it, and La Joya kept going, and the officials did not stop it.
All right.
And so they went up there, and even still, the Panthers had a chance to break it up, but it was a nice catch there. 1st
and goal to go at the 3-yard line. Again, Weslaco ahead, 14-0. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Running play, Mendoza, and it is going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
3-yard touchdown for Mauricio Mendoza, and now it is 14-6. So Mendoza, again, another touchdown for him this season. An amazing player.
Yeah, obviously this is exactly what La Joya wants to do. So you saw exactly what they want to do. Now Weslaco has to adjust, obviously, but the thing is there those penalties really on this drive?
Right.
I counted 2, maybe 3, and there's another flag as the kick is up, and it is good. But we have a flag.
Yes.
Weslaco jumped off sides at least twice on that drive. That kept the drive going and kept giving it life to where they got to the point where now they scored a touchdown.
All right, Mendoza got his 7th touchdown of the year from 3 yards out. Mauricio Mendoza. It is now 14-7. Weslaco leading. 2:52 remaining here until halftime. This is a KWES production.
All right, so they earned these party lights tonight. That's for sure. That was earned by La Joya. So you see why this La Joya team, even though, and Coach said this, don't look at the records they had. They come in winless during the non-district, but they were competitive. They were a competitive bunch all throughout, and they just never had an opportunity to finish the game. It was literally, Coach said, it was the bounce of the ball that went one way or the other, that they were about to win the game, and then they fumbled, or something, a turnover happens. That's what happened to La Joya tonight. Weslaco has helped their cause, along with a solid running game by Mendoza, to give the first score of the early district campaign here, making it a 14-7 game. Weslaco on top by a touchdown.
And Mike Gonzalez is here tonight.
Yeah.
And he has told us what happened on that last drive. It was 8 plays and went a total of 67 yards.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, and so that's the kind of thing you've got to take care of. If you want to win this game, watch out. Here's D'Angelo again. He's a dangerous player. It gets up, and I would say it's at about the 34-yard line, 33 or so maybe. That's where the Panthers will start. So you see, if you're a Weslaco Panther fan, can't lay off the gas pedal, right? That's why the coaches preach. Start fast, finish faster. You can see why. This is the way it's going to be in district, by the way. These teams, the teams that are coming up in this district are going to give you a game every single Friday from here on out. Tonight's Thursday, but from here on out, every Friday night, they're going to give you a battle, man. That's for sure.
All right, so it's going to be 1st down and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. And again, a running play, and it's going to be a sweep to the right side. Gets down to about the 47-48 by Garcia.
There's that patience, right?
Yeah, still a little short, maybe a yard or two short of the 1st down.
So you got a couple of minutes here, 2:25 left to go before the half. So Weslaco can take the clock. Looks like they have 2 timeouts still remaining. La Joya has 1. So that's your timeout situation. So can Weslaco use this time? Now, there was earlier a play where D'Angelo, number 13, was wide open in the middle. I wonder if they go back here. This would be the time to take a chance at 13, streaking down the middle. See if they do that.
2nd down and 1, ball at the 44-yard line. Trevino is back, lobs it up, and ball will be, is it complete or incomplete?
Yeah, it's complete.
Is it complete? Out of bounds, yeah. But not much on that.
Yeah, Coach might use a timeout here. I think he is. And why not, right? I mean, at this point.
Did you see who got it?
Yeah, that was number 5 there on the edge. That was Joseph.
All right.
Number 5.
So just barely got the first down, got 2 or 3 on that.
Joseph Leao.
Yeah, Joseph Leao, who missed some time with injury, but back once again.
And, they're happy to have him back. I mean, he gives another weapon to Luna on the opposite side, and now you're starting to see the development of Rocha. All of a sudden, D'Angelo Gonzalez is starting to come along. So now you're starting to see the weapons come along for Frankie Trevino, the quarterback. And then, of course, number 23. I can't forget about Perez either back there. He's another guy.
And for Leal, I believe that's about his 6th reception of the season, close to that. Got about 150 yards and a couple touchdowns.
Yep.
So, again, 14-7. If your coach, what are some of the things you're going to talk about at halftime?
Yeah, I think given the ball to Garcia, and I said Perez earlier, it's Garcia, number 23. At number 20, Perez might get to see the ball tonight. Yeah, I think giving the ball him a little bit more, I think there's been something there to try. Not necessarily right now, and here comes the flag.
Yeah.
And this has been, I would say this is probably the highlight of what I'm going to talk about. Another penalty.
Yeah.
This has been a sloppy, coach will tell you, sloppy offensive game. The penalties,
yes,
right? It's drive killers. At any division, in any type of football, you make these mistakes and these flags are going to drive the coaches crazy. I know they're going to talk about that. Cleaning that up, you clean that up, you have a clean offensive, plays going.
Right.
The chances of you scoring are high.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 15. Ball back at the 41-yard line, but big play here. Going to get down to about the 35. Talk about it, Fred.
Yeah, nice, quick pass pattern. We were talking about the weapons that are available. That's Steven Rocha, number 4. He was out there in the flat. Frankie was trying to go deep. Nothing developed. Says, I'm going to go short. Trusted his progressions. First down, Panthers.
So ball is at the 33-yard line. Good gain.
Yep.
And going to be 1st down and 10.
Now, I think Weslaco is comfortable at this pace. They've been playing up tempo the majority of the game.
Well, they still got a couple timeouts too, right?
Yep. So they've got at least one. Yeah, we have one timeout, one timeout apiece. La Joya won, and so does Weslaco.
Minute 35 remaining.
Wants
and
to throw
Trevino, he's going to throw it, and it's going to be a completion down inside the 25, close to a 1st down.
Talking about number 13, D'Angelo Gonzalez. He's one of these guys that we talked about. That he's going to be doing one of these players to watch nights. I think he will be.
All right, so they give him 11 on that. It's going to be 1st down and 10. A ball at the 22-yard line. Plenty of time to get on the scoreboard. And, of course, La Joya will get the ball to begin the second half, but Weslaco did what they needed to do when they had it, scored very quickly to open the game.
Right.
All right. Trevino has it.
Wide open, Luna, if he wants him.
And he is going to throw it into the right corner of the end zone.
Got him.
And he got Luna. And that is going to be a 22-yard touchdown reception by Chris Luna.
There was a couple of guys that were open. Luna was waving his hands, doing somersaults, all sorts of things, trying to get the attention of Frankie Trevino. Frankie rolling out, finally saw him.
And for Luna, that's going to be his 6th touchdown of the season in receptions. Also has a couple rushing. So Chris Luna has scored 8 touchdowns so far this season.
The extra point is up, and that is good by Gustavo Rodriguez.
21-7 is the score. Weslaco answers the touchdown by La Joya. We have 1:19 remaining here in the first half. 21-7, Weslaco over La Joya's Coyotes. This is a KWES production.
That was interesting because Frankie rolled out, and besides that, he had a good job by that offensive line. Give him time, roll out. He really, I think, was debating whether I want to go in the middle, do I want to go towards the outside? Some of these guys were closer than others. Or should I just go deep to Luna? Turned around, throws the ball, touchdown Panthers! And there you go. Touchdown for the Panthers, makes it 21-7 now with about a minute 19 left to go before we go to halftime.
All right.
Man, that was fun.
And we have several teams that use this stadium, isn't there?
Yeah.
Palmview does, right?
Yeah, so you have a couple of them. Palm is one of them. Then you have La Joya Juarez Lincoln. That's
the Lobos, right?
Yeah, La Joya Juarez Lincoln Lobos. The Palmview. What is the Palmview?
You got me on that one.
Palmview. I'll get it in a minute.
All right, here is the kickoff, and it's going to be returned to the 31.
Not much there. Yeah. So you have the Joya Coyotes, and you have the Palmview Huskies. No, the Joya Huskies, and we'll get it right. I mean, this is a question that I have to get answered right because I get to pass to the second bonus round if I get it right.
Well, the reason I say this, we've got several teams playing here, and yet the field looks so nice.
So you got the Coyotes, you got the Huskies, right? You got those two for sure. So the Joya Juarez, the Lobos.
The Lobos, yeah.
The Lobos.
They're now. Where are they out of? Palmview?
Those Lobos, the great. Oh no, we're talking about the rock band. The Lobos are the ones that play here.
Yeah, but which one? That's Juarez.
That is the Joya Juarez Lincoln Huskies.
Okay, say that 10 times
Palmview
fast.
Lobos.
Well, that is going to be a short run of a couple for Mauricio.
They are all of canine descent.
Yes.
So that's one of your favorites. That's some of your favorite. Yeah, you're an animal lover.
Yeah, Lobo, by the way, that was a folk-type singer, pop folk singer back in the early 70s.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think you and me are the only ones who remember.
Yep. They still play it on a Sirius radio, 70s on 7.
So 40 seconds. Does La Joya take a shot here?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yep. Second down and 10, ball for 32. Because you do something here and you get it back to start the second half. They may not, but I'd go for it. When you're 0-5, I'd go for it.
I think if you're Weslaco, you take a timeout.
Yes.
Don't you?
Yes.
I mean, it's 23. Are they going to let it go?
You can't take them with you.
I think they're going to let him go.
Well, there's 20 seconds now, so I guess at this point you let it go.
Yeah.
All right, so we are about to end.
I think La Joya is going to be content with going into the half.
All right, so we saw Frankie Trevino early on a 40-yard touchdown run. Gonzalez, had a 34-yard touchdown reception. And Mendoza, he had a 3-yard run for a touchdown for La Joya. And then, of course, moments ago, Chris Luna, 22-yard touchdown reception. So Trevino rushed for a touchdown, passed for 2, and we have ended the first half. Any words as we go to the locker room?
I think the coaches are going to focus on one thing. Cleaning up those penalties. Once you do that, I think things will take care of themselves. All
right, so we've played one half, first district game for both teams in 31-6A. Of course, Weslaco realignment from 32-6A, 31-6A, at least for the next couple of years. Again, it is halftime. Weslaco, the Panthers, lead La Joya, the Coyotes, here at La Joya ISD Stadium, 21-7. This is a KWES production.
La Joya School Band would also like to thank La Joya SD administration and board of managers for their continued support of fine arts at La Joya High School. Ladies and gentlemen, the La Joya High School Marching Band.
And welcome back to our broadcast brought to you by KWES on YouTube. And it is here at La Joya ISD Stadium, La Joya, Texas. It's 31 season district action. Open up in district play for both teams. It's Weslaco Panthers. Meanwhile, the Coyotes of La Joya, the home team there, 0-5 non-district. And right now at halftime, Weslaco is leading 21-7. And as we look at some of the team statistics, and this is courtesy of Mike Gonzalez, well, we see that Weslaco High School had 93 yards rushing and also 67 yards passing, so they did pretty good. Individual rushing, David Garcia, he had 5 carries for 27 yards. Frankie Trevino, 6 rushes for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. And we see as far as passing, well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Football Fred, we've just kicked things off.
They kicked things off. One of those things there, the Panthers were on the field even before the band was. They wanted to get this off, and finally it's a fair catch there by the Coyotes.
Okay, and by the way, Frankie Trevino passing, 11 of 13, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. And receiving Chris Luna, he had 6 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. D'Angelo Gonzalez, 2 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Stefan Rocha, 1 for 26 yards. Carlos Ochoa, 1 for 13. And Joseph Leal, 1 for 11. We'll get to La Joya when they get the football.
Weslaco distributed the ball. I like that.
All right, La Joya has it. First play of the second half. Mauricio Mendoza, he goes for the rush and doesn't get much. And as far as in the first half, he had 14 rushes for 69 yards and a touchdown. And their quarterback, Andrew Rosales, he was 2 of 3 for 28 yards. And receiving, Julio Guerra, 1 for 24. And also Kevin, I believe it was, Miranda, he had 1 for 4. So on that play, a gain of 1, it's 2nd down and 9, ball at the 26. And here come to the line the Coyotes. They are moving from south to north, away from the scoreboard. And again, we have a whistle.
So an adjustment now. If you are a Panther fan, we see number 2. We were wondering if he was going to play tonight. Erasmo Rodriguez for the Coyotes. He's out there. You can tell that he is heavily taped or has. I mean, it's obvious. You'll see it here in a minute when we get back to the action. They're lining him up as a wide receiver. He's a young sophomore.
Yeah, he had a big year last year.
But check that now. Dante Perez is the one that's a young sophomore that's out now. Erasmo Rodriguez is a senior.
Okay.
Who made it back. Now, we were thinking Coach had mentioned about it.
Yeah.
They were talking about what Coach had mentioned. He said, look, Coach Faria said, look, he might play, might not. It's a decision. We'll see. But there's the adjustment already by the Coyotes.
Last year, 60 carries for 445 yards and 5 touchdowns. Yeah. But his receiver also did a nice job, and he had about 300 yards in receptions, too. So he's a threat either way. Had 35 catches for 300 yards.
Weslaco counters with Justin Ramos on the line, the defensive line, along with Ramirez.
All right, 2nd down and 9. So Rodriguez ran that ball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, again, we'll see if there's any kind of injury to Mendoza. Second play option,
fumble.
And there is a fumble, and Weslaco is going to get it, huh? No, or did it go out of bounds?
They had a chance to get it. Weslaco did. Ryan Gonzalez, it looked like Ryan was trying to pick it up, a scoop and score, Coaches are telling them, son, fall on the ball. That option is what they've been trying to get to all game long, and it never developed. That defense by Weslaco was ready. That was a fumble, live ball recovered by the Coyotes.
All right. So it is going to be third down and now 14 yards, and ball is back at the 21-yard line. So a good start for Weslaco here, especially if they can hold him.
So look at number 2. He's lined up as a wide receiver closest to you, lined up against Ryan. Man in motion now for the Coyotes.
And that's a running play. And it's stopped.
Yeah. That defensive line, that's Mauricio Mendoza again, number 25 on that carry. Nothing there happening. They had it was interesting. The Coyotes are going to have to punt, but they had different formations. They had some movement. They had motion. They were showing all sorts of nice stuff.
So,
It boggles down here, 4th down.
Right. Gain of 1, 4th and 13, a ball at the 22-yard line. And a fumble over the punter's head. And he gets it in the end zone. He's going to run with it, and he's only going to get out to about the 5. So great field position for Weslaco when they take over.
That's actually a pretty good field position for Weslaco. Now, that's the second time Weslaco. They had a fumble they just missed earlier. Mm-hmm. They had a recovery on a kick.
Right.
Which the Coyotes did not feel, but remember, those were wiped by penalties. Where the last one was. This one, Ryan was trying to scoop and score.
Who's their punter again?
So their punter, they have a couple of guys, but tonight it's Elio Maldonado, number 9.
He's also a defensive player,
went way over his head.
Yeah. All right, so Weslaco has it. First down at the 4-yard line, they mark it. Moving toward the south end zone by the scoreboard. Trevino at quarterback.
Frankie wasn't looking either.
No, he wasn't, and it's going to be him falling on it, but he's going to lose about 7 or 8 yards.
Remember, on this offense, the center basically is the one that snaps the ball. Now, Frankie as a quarterback does do the cadence, but remember, the center is basically the one that says, okay, I'm ready to go now, and if you're not the quarterback and you're not ready, that ball's going to be exactly what just happened there. It hit Frankie right on the 0.
All right, so marked back to the 11, loss of 7. Second down and goal to go at the 11-yard line, about 3 minutes into the second half. And there is a whistle, timeout.
Another adjustment. Coach Stroman has ditched the vest, the vest that he always wears. He took that off. He adjusted to it.
Well, now next week, Weslaco will be playing on a Friday. Actually, both these teams next week will play in Edinburgh, one on a Thursday, one on a Friday. Weslaco will be, I guess, Friday, I believe, against Edinburgh North. And then Thursday, La Joya plays Edinburgh. So both go to the same. I think Weslaco's game will be at 7:30. La Joya's will be at 7.
And that's a Thursday game for La Joya? Really? Mm-hmm. 2 back-to-back Thursday games?
Yeah, it looks like what I saw on the schedule, that's what it looked like it said.
And since we're going to be in Edinburgh next week, keep an eye on, there's another district game that is happening away from us, happening over at
right now?
Yeah, at the stadium over there in Edinburgh.
Okay.
It's Edinburgh High taking on PSG High. At the half, it was 21-6, PSG over Edinburgh. It's interesting to us. It's real time here at the broadcast, so it's important because we're going to play those 2 teams eventually down the line.
Yes. All right, thanks for the update. Mm-hmm. And again, Weslaco trying to get something out of this. I guess between Frankie and the other kicker, they can do about a 35-yard field goal or
I think so. I think Frankie might be even longer. Remember?
All right.
Frankie,
yeah, I remember that.
McAllen Memorial.
Mm-hmm. So second down 11. Hopefully they won't have to go to that. And again, we have trips on the right. Frankie drops back to pass, goes to the left side, and no completion.
Boy, let me tell you, what an effort by Adrian Mercado. Now, Adrian Mercado is listed as a running back, number 21, but he's playing linebacker. He comes up, and he goes up as high as he can. Mm-hmm. That ball just over his head. Couldn't catch it. But if he catches that, that's an interception going back for 6. That's how dangerous that pass was.
All right, so we have third down and 11. Weslaco trying to capitalize on that turnover. Remember, after the bad snap on the punt, Weslaco got it at the 4-yard line, but moving backwards so far on this mini drive. Here are the Weslaco fans saying, let's go. They've got quite a few people here, and we're going to have, I believe, another timeout.
Yeah, just Weslaco coming out on offense. The words that some of the coaches were using, they were not themselves, the offense. So they said, look, we had a long, arduous talk, to put it mildly. Said, look, we've got to clean these things up. These penalties are really hurting us, and that's a little bit uncharacteristic. We hadn't seen that from this Weslaco offense, especially.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen that. So this is early on coach already is saying, look, they're down to one timeout, by the way. They've already wasted 2 here, and we're just 9:05 into the third quarter. So, yeah, he wants to get the attention of his offense to let them know, hey, this is important. We can't continue having this type of an offensive game. We're giving them an opportunity to stay in this game. And I'm sure that's some of the conversations that are happening now by the offensive coordinator, the Coach Stroman, and all these other guys.
Also, Coach Stroman, he's got confidence in his team that he may not need the timeouts later. Needs them now. Needs to,
feels it, right?
Yeah,
he feels it.
Put the foot down right now. All right. Trevino throwing toward the back of the end zone, and is it picked off?
No, touchdown.
Touchdown, good.
Luna.
Yeah, Luna. Boy, for a moment it looked like it was good position by the defender, but it didn't get picked off, thank goodness. 11-yard touchdown for Chris Luna, so his second touchdown of the night, and I believe he came in, I think, with 5 touchdowns as far as a receiver, so he has 2 tonight, that's 7. Has a couple rushing, so he's got 9 touchdowns on the season so far.
The kick is up, and it is good.
All right, so we have 8:56 remaining here in the third quarter. Weslaco does capitalize on the turnover, and they now lead 28-7. And Frankie, again, has 3 touchdown tosses tonight after none last week. It was all rushing touchdowns, and this is a KWES production.
What a design on that touchdown play. It took a little longer because Frankie rolled out his left, and Chris made a couple of moves in the end zone, then went out to the pylon, the corner of the pylon on the left side. I don't know if he's ever taken ballet dances, but man, oh man, tiptoes right on the corner, goes up high, drags the feet. Touchdown Panthers! Man, that was nicely done. I was impressed. He had also 2 feet, not just one in high school football, only one. That would have counted in the pros. Man.
Well,
nicely
that was
done,
nice.
Luna. Nicely done.
Well, he definitely has earned the category
Fumble,
of athlete.
fumble
On the kickoff.
Somebody got to go get it.
Yes, who's got it?
Looked like Weslaco fell on it. La Joya couldn't field it. Just bounced off the intended receiver. Weslaco's got that ball. Finally got a turnover. That's the second time they get an opportunity and they finally get one.
Well, again, a mental error, physical error, whatever on that punt where it went over the punter's head, and Weslaco got great field position now. A turnover, so again, not executing well is La Joya to begin the second half, and let's see if once again the Panthers can capitalize.
Those are the kind of type of things that Coach Farias was talking about. The ball literally has bounced the wrong way. It happened already twice here in this quarter.
Al Trevino with Garcia, and this time a running play by Garcia, and he's going to get, about 5?
So there's been a quick change here. As soon as you and I just kind of came in on this drive, they bring in number 33. We saw him play last week. Remember him? That's Valdez.
Okay, so Valdez has just come in, all right.
Yeah, Valdez just came in.
All right.
Andres Valdez comes in. Number 23, we were talking about Garcia. He seems to be okay.
Yeah, well, Valdez did get some playing time.
I think they're at this point where they might be, looking down the road.
Got 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 19-yard line. It's good to see Valdez. What year is he, do you know?
Yeah, he's a junior.
Okay, he's going to get a few more on that play. And you just want to wind the clock now. I know that's what they want to do from beginning of this game, and now maybe they'll get that opportunity.
Yeah, at this point, that's what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you understand that, hey, let's run the ball. Let's try to keep this close. Let's try to.
Right. And you know what? On these 2 runs, Valdez has 2 carries for 9 yards as he got about, maybe 6 on that one. It's 3rd down and 1, and clock already approaching 7 minutes.
So I'll give credit to Valdez. He is a senior.
Okay.
Number 23, Garcia is the one that's the junior.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Well, you got to have a couple good backs. Trips on the right side, slot on the left. And now we are going to have another. Is this the 3rd time out for Weslaco?
This is the last time out for Weslaco.
Yeah. All right. Well, last time they used them wisely and they got scores. They scored this time possibly this would seal the game. You never want to say that this early.
Eric Clapton said it best. It's in the way that you use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old slow hand.
Yeah, that's right. You have to use them when you need them. You're right. You say, wait, coach, you wasted them all. You're still need all the fourth quarter. But if you put points,
but if I got 14 points out of using 3 turnovers, using 3 timeouts,
that's pretty
I'd
good
be
average.
pretty happy.
Yeah,
I'd be pretty happy. And we'll see what happens, obviously.
So you look at it that way. If you're saying, wait a minute, they're out of timeouts. We got a half and a quarter and a half to go.
And I do want to take this opportunity. We were also here for baseball. You did one of the games, which actually Weslaco went on to the next playoff after beating them in a third game, a deciding third game.
That was cool.
Yeah,
man.
and that was over at Weslaco. We're talking about during baseball season last year. But the point I want to make was La Jolla people were very nice to us tonight and also during baseball season.
Very, very nice people.
All right, 3rd and 1, ball at the 14-yard line. And this time it's going to be a sweep by Frankie. And Frankie's going to get side the 10, and he is down near the 5-yard line. So obviously gets about 9 maybe on that play, 8 or 9, and obviously the first down.
Well, if you're the quarterback and you see what Frankie just saw, his receivers, some of them were open. That's the truth. But there was nothing in front of him. How can you not take advantage of that? You're thinking, hey, I can pick up a first down here, coach.
All right, they mark it at the 6, so a gain of 8. 1st and goal to go at the 6-yard line. Remember, the last time had a first and goal to go at the 4, and then got moved back to the 11. Let's hope they go positive this time on 1st and goal. And it's not going to be much, maybe even a little loss.
Yeah, Garcia on the carry there. There was a lot of red jerseys. A lot of guys coming up and making tackles. I can tell you one of the ones that came up was Adrian Mercado. He came up along with some other number 50. Comes up, Brian Villarreal.
But wait, offsides on the defense.
So that's a positive play now for Weslaco. They were offside, so now.
Yeah, and that's why maybe they had so many guys surrounding Garcia.
Yeah, they're blitzing. They're coming up, and they've had some success, especially early in the game, in blitzing those running lanes.
So 1st and goal at the 3-yard line, almost to the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Weslaco trying to win the opening district game for both teams. And again, another whistle. Things getting a little sloppy.
Yeah, it looks like it's a timeout here at this point.
Timeout, all right.
Yeah, it looks like Joya wanted to talk about it. Yep, good timeout, I think.
Yeah.
Both teams.
You know what this means? And a little humor here. All right, if everybody uses their timeouts now, there won't be any late in the game, so it'll move faster.
Weslaco has no more timeouts. 6:21 remaining in the 3rd. And by the way, they've been successful with other timeouts.
Yes.
La Jolla, on the other hand, is using them on the defense. They're down to 1 timeout.
Oh, have we talked about the coach's philosophy or saying of the night?
No, we haven't even had a chance to.
Right.
We've been focusing on other things. But Coach, we talk about Coach Domingo Vento. He is the coach that always gives us he always chats with us. We want to thank him for that. He's the first assistant on this Panther team, and he always has something to say. So therefore, the title philosopher,
right,
/ coach or coach / philosopher of the team. And he said, "Look, guys, we got to see it this way. A Coyote fights the toughest defending his own down. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And we're coming in here." They're going to put up a fight, and they're putting up a fight.
Well, let me just jump in real quick and say I was told when I did baseball here, there really is supposed to be coyotes around here. I mean,
like real ones?
Like animals. Yes, I don't know if they were just trying to.
Maybe we should close the door back there.
I know. 1st and goal to go at the 3-yard line. And the coyote's a mean dog, all right? You wouldn't want that for a pet.
Really?
Yes, really. All right, a sweep, and it's going to be a touchdown. David Garcia.
Yep.
And that is going to be a 3-yard run. Remember, he had 3 touchdowns rushing last game against San Benito. Adds to that right now. And it is now 34-7 extra point attempt coming up.
Yeah, Weslaco knows what to do after the timeouts.
Yes, they do.
They've used all their timeouts, and all their timeouts if something positive has happened, especially point-wise. Kick is up, and it is good.
And who's our kicker again tonight?
Yeah, tonight we have Hernandez. Remember, Gustavo.
I want to give him some love. He's done a good job. So it is now 35-7, and Weslaco has taken a big lead, 14 points here in the 3rd quarter, 6:14 remaining. This is a KWES production, and real quick, if I've got this right, I believe Garcia now has scored 6 touchdowns on the season.
Gustavo Rodriguez is the field goal kicker. When it gets, they have 2 options. Rodriguez can do it, and so can Frankie. So they have their options depending on where they're at. But here, this touchdown, nice run, really by Garcia. Touchdown Panthers. I mean, that's just they knew that they had to capitalize on this excellent field position, and they did. And it's finally happened. We were kind of, I think everybody, the fans were a little frustrated that they had some of those chances,
Yes.
And it just never happened, and now it's happened twice. Comes a kick again.
All right. And let's see, will there be a mishap this time?
Oh, he caught that one.
And he's going to run with it. He is going to get, let's see, about to the 37-yard line.
And that's number 2. And we were talking about Erasmo Rodriguez. Would we see him tonight? We did not see him at all during the first half. The second half, they came out and they had a couple of different positions that they put him in. They put him in the slot. They put him outside. They put him in the backfield. They never gave him the ball.
Well, take a look and see if you can see if he comes in now.
So we'll see. He's been in the backfield.
And he's a receiver, like we told you. He has that ability. He's like Chris Luna.
He's been dealing with that injury, so just obviously has kept him out.
Is he back there right now? I'm trying to see. I didn't think so. Yeah, that is
right.
Okay. So Mauricio Mendoza back in there, and he will be in there with their quarterback, Alex Rosales, and that is going to be a running play to Mendoza, and he is going to get a big run, and he will be down to the 30-yard line, it appears.
Yep.
And so on that run, he is going to go, let's see here, 34-yard run approximately.
So you see the talent that young man has, and when that offensive line gives him a crease, that's what you're going to see.
Yeah, and I guess he now is probably approaching 100 yards rushing too.
Yeah, so he's been doing his best to keep this team going. Mm-hmm. We'll see now if the Coyotes can capitalize. This is where some of their offensive problems have come, are on this side of on the offensive side.
So at the 34-yard line in Weslaco territory, moving toward the north, and another run by Mendoza, it looks like, and he is going to be very close to the first down.
Yeah, they're going to be happy to give him the ball and him work at it. And why not? He's been successful.
Yeah.
2 runs, 2 first downs.
Yeah, got about 11 on that play. So it is going to be, by the way, Joseph Bonda, he's been here to play baseball, right?
Right.
Yeah. So back last year, he made the tackle. That's why we bring him up.
On the previous score for Weslaco, Mike Gonzalez is reporting 4 plays, 23 yards.
All right.
That's what the scoring drive for Weslaco on the series before.
And again, 1st and 10, ball at the 22-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
Yeah, quarterback keeper. And this time, Rosales is going to get down to about the 3, it looks like. So that would be a gain of about 17 or 18.
Yeah, nice running there. Weslaco, all of a sudden, is giving up some yards. Jacob Padilla had to come up and push him out of bounds. If not, he might have scored. I mean, that's just, this is another thing that now Coach, I'm sure, is going to start talking to his defense about. Wait a minute, guys, I know we're up on the scoreboard, but we just can't let this kind of chunk plays, a lot of these plays kind of happen,
1st and goal at the 4-yard line for La Joya, trying to get their first score of the second half. About 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza, and he's going to go right up the middle, 4 yards for the score. So it is now 35 to 20. And again,
they're going to wait for the extra point here. Try to see if they can get the extra point.
Yeah.
But he was untouched on that one.
Yeah. 35-13.
Yeah, there was not a Panther that touched him on his way to the end zone there.
Right, again, so that's his second touchdown of the night. I think he had one that was a similar one in length. And that extra point attempt is up.
That's good.
And it's good. So we have exactly 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 35-14, Panthers over the Coyotes. This is a KWES production.
Yeah, Coach Ramirez, Coach Martinez, everybody that's involved with the defense is talking to the defense and telling them, hey, guys, okay, tell me exactly what happened here. And on the defensive side, you've got to wonder, hey, these Coach Ramirez, the defensive coordinator, you have the other guys that kind of talking to him about and see what ended up happening on that play. I'm sure they're not happy about it.
And I do want to ask you, once again, people might have thought, especially I saw this in the preview, last year doing pretty good, I guess as a freshman. I think his name is Owen Benoit.
Right.
And he got injured, shoulder injury, not playing tonight. And he's got a couple, an uncle and a father on the coaching staff?
So that's important to understand that Owen Benoit, number 5, just a young sophomore. He started, as a freshman last year. He should be the quarterback for this team, starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He's obviously has a bum shoulder. He's out for the remainder of the season. But yes, now this is where it gets interesting because the La Jolla folks will remember this. This is going to be a high kick. Weslaco has to come up and get in the field, and they do.
Yeah, okay.
Fair catch there. So one of the things that we were talking to Coach Farias about, he said, look, you have a lot of the staff members that are on there that are former La Jolla Coyotes.
Yeah.
And it turns out that not just Benoit, remember that name, number 5, Owen, this should be the starting quarterback.
And he, by the way, he had 869 passing yards last year.
So you have the offensive coordinator who was his dad, Val Benoit. He was a player here for 1999. He was a quarterback. I remember a game with him back in 1999. And his brother, they're twins, by the way, him and Val and Ken. Ken is the defensive coordinator. Ken Benoit is the defensive coordinator. I remember the twins playing here for La Jolla. Now I'm showing my age. I'm sorry.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And that's going to be a pickup of a couple. Was that Garcia again?
That's Garcia again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you see and I asked him I asked Coach Farias, I said, look, you do it on purpose? Is that what you, because I'm looking for guys that are from the program and want to make this a successful program, and nothing better than a couple of coaches. And he's not the only one. He's got others that are also former Coyotes. You have Julio Dueñas, who used to play here, a secondary coach, Juan Gonzalez. The receiver coach, Eddie Montalvo, was here. Andres Gonzalez. I mean, you have a bunch of people here that ended up playing. Before Coach Farias became the head football coach.
Just give me a second here. We'll get back to that. It's going to be 2nd down and 3, and the ball is at the 39-yard line. And so that was a nice gain on that play by Garcia. And now we have a passing play. It's going to be down to the 46.
Yeah, that's a Rocha. So Coach Farias, before, just to finish the whole lineage of the family and how the Coyotes come together, Coach Farias used to be the baseball coach here and in a successful program for baseball here in La Jolla. And he was the coach there for some years before he took over coaching duties here as a football coach.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Cantu brought him down on that play. It is going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 46 on that pass for the 1st down.
Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez back in there, and he's going to get a nice run. And he is down to about the 40, so that's going to be a gain of about, maybe 13?
Yeah, but that's going to have to come back, I believe. There's a flag right in midfield.
Yeah. And by the way, Benoit was also a pretty good rusher. We're talking about the Owen. He also had 114 yards rushing, so he could do both.
And it's not over. We're going to see them, obviously, this year and then next year.
Offense, number 2. 15
so
yards.
That sends Weslaco back 15.
15-yard penalty against Weslaco.
So he should be back next year. Remember, he's just a sophomore. He should be a junior next year. And then Coach was talking. Coach Maria said, look, there's another one in 8th grade, another Benoit coming down the ranks, and he's pretty athletic. Mm-hmm. We might not be done with a Benoit name here in La Jolla for quite some time. Yeah. Some athletes are coming their way.
That's like, Reyes, Lola Reyes, of course, Kat Reyes, the great softball players. Lola plays volleyball, and she got a brother now on the water polo team.
Wow.
So a lot of talented families here in the Valley athletically. So it is going to be 1st down and 22 after the penalty, running play, and that may get close to the 1st down. It got most of the yardage back.
Yeah, Valdez is getting a nice workout tonight. He's got a little bit of a burst to him.
Yes.
He turns up and then he goes.
And that was a gain of 15.
Nice running there by Valdez. So they're alternating now. Mm-hmm. They've got Garcia in the backfield. They've got Valdez in now.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 49-yard line in Weslaco territory. Ideally, just keep running the ball if you can, but you got to throw a pass in there like that, right? And if it works like that, it's all the more better as it gets down to about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's Luna. He's in the middle. He's in the backfield. He's on the slot. It don't matter where you put him. Same results. It's a big 1st down for Chris Luna.
And it looks to be close to the 30 if that is the case. That would be a gain, actually more than that. So that's going to be a gain of about 23 yards for the 1st down. And, again, a pretty amazing play down to the 27-yard line. So My gosh. All right. We are going to have a running play this time.
Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez, and he is going to be down to about the 19. And if that's correct, that'll be a first down. We'll see exactly where they marked him down.
I think
Weslaco
will be interested in trying to do that. And so the alternating backs, we're starting to see some of the stable of backs. Right. We've seen, obviously, Garcia.
So Garcia's in there now?
We've seen Valdez, and now we have David Perez in there, number 20.
Okay. We'll talk about him in a second. Second down and 2, ball at the 19. 18-yard gain. We haven't seen Perez for quite a while, a number of games. And we'll wait for the snap here, tell you a little about him. We thought he'd come back tonight. He gets the ball, and he is going to get some yardage down to around the 15, so he gets the first down real quick. He is the grandnephew of the legendary Freddie Fender, the famous Tejano singer,
right?
Who had wasted days and wasted nights, and until the last teardrop falls, a couple big top 40 hits.
That's the one I like.
In the 70s. Those were huge hits. I mean, I used to listen to him in Chicago on big AM stations like WLS and WCFL. I knew Freddie Fender when I was young. Another running play.
Frankie.
And Frankie has it, and he is going to go. And is he in?
He slid. So they're going to count him before he slid into the end zone. So it's going to be at about the 1 yard line, inside the one maybe.
All right, so that's a gain of 12. Approaching 1 minute remaining. First and goal to go with the 1.
Nothing down the field for Frankie.
No.
It was something briefly open, and then it just closed down that defense for La Joya playing out there.
And by the way, for Perez, give him credit. His first rush coming back, he got 6 and a first down.
Well, he's going to be in the backfield. Looks like him and Luna are in the backfield with Frankie Trevino back there.
And maybe we'll get the ball and see him go in. Don't want it to be a wasted day or wasted night for him, right?
Give him an opportunity is what you're saying.
That's right. Okay, here's the run, and Luna gets it, and he's going to go in 1 yard for the score. That's going to be his third rushing touchdown. And if my numbers are correct, he's got 7 receptions for touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, so he's in double digits, I believe, in touchdowns.
So Luna, and guess who threw the lead block there for him? Yeah, a guy by the name of number 20, David Perez.
I like that, all right.
Yeah, he came up, he said, well, if I'm not going to get it, Coach, I'm going to do my best.
That's
and I'm going to block.
All right. And again, it is good, I believe, right?
Yep.
42-14 is the score after the quarterback keeper. Of course, Torino had a touchdown run last game and had the one early in this game, so he's got a couple touchdowns rushing. So it's 42-14 at Weslaco over La Joya. 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. This is a KWES production.
Yeah, Rodriguez with the extra point. Touchdown, Panthers! And that's the way that ended. So, yeah, Weslaco finally put the offense together, and by that I mean, you say, what do you mean barely? It's 42 points. But, yeah, but the point is, if you've been watching this game throughout
well, they've got 21 in the third quarter.
Right. You got to remember that. And so they had more opportunities to put up some points, but they were left on the board because of penalties. That's what really hurt Weslaco in the first half. They've cleaned them up since. I think they had a little chat about that at halftime, and they might have gotten that straightened out.
No, that's for sure.
High kick by Frankie. On the run, return has an opportunity. It's going to be pushed out of bounds there after a nice return there by Alex Garza.
And by the way, I just got this in from Mike Gonzalez. That was a 9-play, 78-yard drive.
See, that's the kind of numbers you're looking for if you're an offense, right? That's anywhere from between 9 or 10, 11 plays on a drive. That means you're taking off clock, obviously, and then you score. So that's what you want to see. That's where the offense becomes – that's what you thought you were going to see early on before the penalties.
All right, 1st and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line in La Joya territory. Moving toward the north end zone. Only another play or two left probably in this quarter. A lot of timeouts used in this quarter.
Yeah, if anything else, there won't be anybody no timeouts.
Mendoza.
Esteban is sending him backwards.
Mendoza maybe got a yard.
Yeah, and that's the type of play Esteban is known for. He is aggressive when he meets you in the hole there. And boy, Mendoza went backwards on that one.
And that is going to be the end of the third quarter of play. 21 points by Weslaco, 7 for the home team. Matter of fact, that was the whole score at halftime, 21-7. So we kind of doubled the score in the third quarter. We are at the end of the third quarter, 42-14. Weslaco over La Joya in district action. This is a KWES production. Football Fred, I'm Scott Harrison. Football Fred, give us an evaluation of that third quarter, at least especially from Weslaco point of view.
This is where Coach Farias and Coach Stroman were both right. What I mean by that, Coach Farias says, look, we've been close. We've been in games, but literally the ball has bounced the wrong way. Fumbles, turnovers, not so much penalties, but you saw what caused the touchdowns. There were big turnovers, whether it be the snap over the head, was a fumble, whatever it was, on the kickoff, the fumble. That's exactly what was happening, has happened to La Joya here.
All right, La Joya, a pass play, and this time it is going to get near midfield, 2 or 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, Jose Gomez, number 27, the intended receiver. Nice catch. Picks up about 6, maybe 7. Listed as a tight end, number 27 on this La Joya Coyote team.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Ball exactly at midfield in the fourth quarter. We'll see La Joya moving south toward the scoreboard. Another nice scoreboard. We sure have a lot of good video boards in this district.
Yeah, the Valley has definitely forked over some nice budgets for these. That's for sure.
I brag about the Valley football and the facilities all over the country when I travel, covering NFL or college. All right, that is going to be a gain. It looks like Mendoza got the first down.
Yep.
So he needed 3, got about 4.
And that's what you feel and felt that this offense was going to do. And they continue doing that. That's what they want to do. And, I know now who he reminds me of. Asking the coaches about Mendoza. Mm-hmm. Just not too long ago, a few years ago, a couple of seasons ago, Weslaco was playing Brownsville Hannah.
All right, just give me a moment on this, and we'll get back to that. 1st down and 10 at the 45-yard line in Weslaco territory. In a moment, we'll find out cliffhanger who Fred's talking about.
Well, watch out.
And this is going to be a rush. And it's going to pick up about 5 or 6 again, Mendoza.
Yeah, Weslaco was playing Hannah, and they played a few seasons on that district when they were part of 32-6A. And Hannah had a running back, and they had a couple of them. Padilla was one of them, and they had others that had the same size, stature, and they were very effective in their offense. And this now fast forwarding to this Coyote team.
All right, timeout once again.
Yeah, he does a good job.
2nd down and 3. Ball at the 38-yard line. But again, good news for Weslaco fans, this drive has taken up some time, even though they are moving a little bit. And again, it's going to be a quarterback keeper, I believe. No, it's going to be a pitch.
Quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper, okay. And he is going to be very close to the first time.
Yeah, and they like that option. They haven't seen much of it. Andrew Rosales is a good quarterback to run that with. He doesn't have the experience that Benoit perhaps has running this offense. After all, it's his dad's offense, right? I mean, you know it.
And by the way, it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, but they're trying to do that, and you know what? They're trying to get their offense rolling. They tried a couple of things here tonight. They threw the ball a little bit more than usual, right? I mean, they're trying different things against this defense.
All right, a 3rd and 1 ball at about the 36-yard line. See if they can get the first down. Handoff. And Mendoza looks like he might have just got it.
We'll see. They might give it to him.
Yeah, forward progress looked like he had it, but we'll see where they mark it.
Yeah, they gave it to him. That was a nice tackle there. A couple of Panthers, but number 7, Diego Reyes, is one of those guys that comes up and makes a nice tackle. Really, I thought he was a little short. Yeah. But
I thought his forward progress. Okay, again, we look at it from different vantage points, but it was close, Fred. I give it to you there. And, again, another timeout on the field. Oh, we got what? Edinburgh North next week, right?
Yeah, Edinburgh North.
What do you know about them? Anything?
They're always a tough team. They do a good job of preparing. Obviously, they'll play tomorrow. But, they're one of these teams that is always competitive. They do a good job, of coming up. So, you're going to have to go play. Weslaco still continues their road trip.
Right.
It doesn't end until the 3rd game of the season when we go back and play at Lackey, and that's against PSG High.
Oh, that's hard.
That's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
But Weslaco, I think, tonight has learned a couple of things. I think you take from that and said, look, as fast as we started, we kind of slowed ourselves down with penalties, and I think that's going to be a focus that the coaches are going to talk about. If anything else positive that comes from this is you have an opportunity to see other players come up and get some time. For example, number 94, Nathan Tostado's now in there on the defensive line. Number 52, that's Ethan Zamora is in there as well. Number 45 is in there. That is Gael Reyes. He's one of the starters. So they have different guys out there now kind of coming in to play. You don't see Cannon or you don't see Nahosa. Those guys are usually starters. Now you have other guys coming in here to play.
First down and 10 at the 35. And it's going to be a reverse.
As the coaches.
It's going to hear the coaches even say it maybe. And it gets down, let's see, maybe toward the 20. Who was it on that reverse?
So they have Luis Arjona, first time a young freshman, getting the ball, coming around, and the tricky Coyotes there.
And a gain of 13 on that play officially. So first down and 10 at the 22, but the clock is running. We're approaching 8 minutes remaining in regulation.
I think that's what they want to do. They want to make sure they keep the clock running.
Who, La Jolla?
Yeah, no, Weslaco.
But I'm saying, but the way, no, I know they're happy.
Yeah.
But La Jolla, you think maybe at this point they want to just work on execution?
I think so too.
It's not about winning or losing at this point.
I think let's work on some of the things.
What do they say? The hay's in the barn at this point.
Yes, you want to make sure you use what you're good at.
All right, and we see the run this time. Looks like maybe Mendoza fell forward for a couple.
New running back.
New running back.
Okay. Yeah, we thought we might see this also. That's number 22, Norbert Garza. A senior running back comes in and spells Mendoza.
So it's Garza?
Yeah, as soon as we were talking there, they jumped. Norbert Garza comes out, and then you have Mendoza. So you're seeing Garza.
So who's in there right now?
So now you have back is your starting running back, which is Mauricio Mendoza.
All right.
Kind of a quick breather.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So gain of 1, second down and 9, ball to 21. But again, now all of a sudden we just mentioned 8. Now it's 7 minutes remaining in regulation. All right. Quarterback is going to keep it. Andrew has it. And he is going to get down to around the 17. Pickup of about 4, but he's still going to need 5 for the first down.
Estebanes introduces himself just in case he hadn't done
Hello.
that. Yeah, he came up and really laid a hit on the quarterback.
Yeah.
He didn't have really much place to go, and that's the type of stuff that he does.
A couple Saints games ago when Carolina was playing Bryce Young, the young man that got replaced at quarterback. 2 of the biggest open field hits I ever saw against Young were by Saints defenders.
Yeah.
Just huge hits. No wonder that he's not a quarterback anymore. All right, it's going to be now third about 5. Let's see. Again, a running play. No, it's going to be a pass play. And Rosales, he is sacked back around the 28. They only had about 2 sacks coming into this game. Now 2 more. Talk about that sack.
Estebanes, we were just talking about how hard he hits. Boy, he came off the middle and he went up high, and all of a sudden the quarterback pumps, and then Estebanes goes down, grabs him by the jersey, and pulls him down for a sack for Estebanes.
So 4th and 15, a loss on that play of about 10. Again, coming into this game, and because they run a lot of options and running plays, on the season, La Jolla had only given up 2 sacks. That total has been doubled tonight.
Against San Benito last year in that big game. Remember, Estebanes hit the San Benito running back, and they were moving in position to score. After that hit by Estebanes, so we get a timeout on the field.
All right.
If you recall,
is there any timeouts left?
I thought there was. There was 1 more left for La Jolla.
So none, right?
That's no more. That's
all
it.
Right.
We're cruising down to the end here.
5:30 remaining.
Estebanes in that game, if you recall, they have that running back that was all world.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was playing for San Benito last year. Frank Garcia, I think his last name was Garcia.
I think you're right.
And Garcia was one of those guys that had a lot of speed, and San Benito was in scoring position, and this game was about to probably go San Benito's way until a guy by the name of Estebanes, number 31, comes up and hits Garcia and fumbles the ball. Weslaco recovers, and from then on, that changed the game, gave the ball back to Weslaco. Weslaco scored, and you know the rest of the history now, the story, right? So, but yeah, Estebanes continues on this important player to make important plays when it's needed, and it's a tackle there, and it's a loss, brings up a 4th down.
4th down and 15, ball to 27. They will go for it. Again, it's going to be a pass play. Is it going to be another sack?
Estebanez
All
again.
right. 3 sacks on the night for Weslaco and 2 for Estebanez, right?
Estebanez along with big number 94. That is Nathan Tostado. You guys are going to have to decide who gets that sack. You boys decide.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with them.
They came down the middle, and number 31, all I saw was a 3-1. I said, uh-oh. 4th down, turnover.
All right, so the ball now at the 35-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Weslaco. 5:25 remaining. I'd like to see them just run out this clock if possible. And it is going to be a running play, and it is going to go about 3 yards. Who had that ball?
That's Pettis.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, David Pettis, some running.
He's going to get some carries tonight.
You know, Esteban has just ruined that whole drive for La Jolla by himself. I mean, he just literally. I mean, he had help at the end.
Why are you upset?
I'm just thinking about it. If I'm a La Jolla fan, I think, wait a minute, somebody block 31, would you? When he gets back on the field later,
he needs to be like they do to Chris Jones of Kansas City. The Chiefs, big a defensive guy, they always double team him.
Yeah, you got to find where 31 is and put 2 guys on him.
Yeah, 2nd down and 6. I watched that Saints Chiefs game, and boy.
Yeah, I got out of hand quickly.
Jones is the man.
New quarterback in for Weslaco, too, by the way.
All right, is that Castillo?
That is number 15. That is Carlo Castillo. You are right.
All right.
Junior quarterback.
So he is going to get the 1st down. Ball was at the 34, and he is going to get down to the 45. Gets about 11 on that one. Carlo Castillo. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, you know, he's a kid who looked really good during the non-district portion of the season.
Right.
At one point, I thought.
What year is he again?
He's a junior.
Gotcha.
I'll tell you in a minute what I would tell Coach Stroman at the beginning of the year.
1st and 10 at the 45, and it's a running play, and we'll see who the running back is in a second.
Yeah, they're rotating. They're rotating guys now, so bear with us as we get all these guys in. That's number 38. That is Sammy Garcia. Now we'll check his classification here. Number 38. Sammy Garcia is just a young sophomore.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's played this year.
No, not at all. This is the first time we see number 38.
Right. So another timeout. And by the way, before we got a moment on the break, let us thank our crew tonight, all right? Vinny Barry, always like to work with him on the road.
You do?
And does a great job as our videographer.
He's not listening right now.
Did you say you do? Or you do?
You do.
Yeah, all right. Oh, I got you. All right. And, of course, talk about our man doing the streaming tonight.
Joseph, I do not want to be any part of this Hales.
Okay. So
yeah,
so do we say Hales? Joseph's here?
Hales Joseph. Joseph Hales. Yeah.
All right. And, again, we appreciate these 2 gentlemen for their efforts tonight, doing a great job. Thank goodness it's now with the sundown kind of not too bad out there for them to be working.
No. This is now bearable. I mean, going back to when we first started, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the story about Carlo. He's the backup quarterback. Last 3:55 left to go here in a minute after this play.
Okay, so it's 2nd down and 8. Ball in Weslaco territory at the 48-yard line. And, again, the main thing is just to run the clock. This time it's going to be a pass play, and Carlo is going to be sacked back around the 40, so he'll lose about 8 yards.
Carlos is a gunslinger. He likes to throw the ball, and he did it in the non-district. He did it during the preseason, even during the scrimmages, and he looked pretty good throwing the ball out there. But isn't it the truth that the story goes that one of the most popular people on the team is always the backup quarterback?
Right.
Well, Carlo was too for a while there. People were asking, hey, is there a quarterback controversy? Coach Stroman quickly came and says, no, this belongs to Frankie. But Carlo is a guy who brings a different set of things that he can do.
3rd down and 17, by the way. Carlo will go and throw the ball this time, and it is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe about 8 or 9.
Yeah, Justin Elizondo, the number 10. He's another guy that we thought.
He's played a little bit this year.
He played a little bit last year, too, Elizondo did. I thought we were going to see him a little bit more this year. He's kind of been committed on spot play. He's gotten the ball here tonight. So brings up a 4th down. That's sack.
4th down and 4.
Whack here.
Yeah, but he got 13 yards on that reception, so that was nice to see.
So I thought we were not going to see Frankie Trevino anymore, but he's back there to punt now.
Well, that I expect to see, but no more at the QB position.
He's been booming some of these.
Yeah.
There it is again, man.
Right.
High punt. It's going to drop nicely. It's going to take a Panther bounce. They're going to let it bounce and then bounce some more.
And bounce
inside
some
the
more.
3, inside the 2, at about the 2-yard line, and that's where La Jolla will start.
By the way, Elizondo had 2 catches for 22 yards. I think now he has about 3 for 35 this year.
Right. Yeah, he's one of these guys that I think as we get into the district portion of the season, he'll see some more time as well. He's a valuable slot receiver. He's got some experience. So, yeah, don't be surprised to see he's on a little bit more as the year goes on.
All right. So, again, as we get here, start thinking about this because we only got a couple minutes left. And, again, if there's a lot of passing, this final 2 minutes could go 10 minutes. But we'll see. But start
the time difference in football.
Talk about the positives and what Weslaco needs to work on.
Well, I think a couple of things that I think are going to be
first, let me just say it is 1st and 10 at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about this in a minute.
Yeah.
Let them snap this ball.
Let's see. You think they'd run it now because, gosh knows, you don't want to give up more points.
Well, Mendoza's out of the game.
Now, who's running?
Number 22 is now running. We talked about him earlier. That's Norbert Garza.
Okay. So
I think the positive thing from this, as you asked, I think is what we just see right now. New numbers in there. Like, for example, number 78, Daniel Navarro. He's one of these guys that's in there now getting some playing time. He's a young senior. He plays there. You have him come up there. Number 42 is another guy that doesn't play too much. Ethan Gutierrez is on the edge. So you have him in there. Adrian Bernal, number 92 on the defensive line. Devin Solis in the linebacker spot. You have other guys that are coming up now, start playing. You have Matthew Mendez, number 32. He's in there now at linebacker. So you're getting a lot of the positives. Now you get to see guys.
Gain of one on that play by Garza. 2nd down and 9. And, again, another running play, not much.
They gain experience. We were talking about Mendez. He comes up and makes a tackle, number 32. Yeah. He's one of those guys that can get things done.
No gain on that play. 3rd down and 9. Garza, again, running the ball, approaching a minute remaining here in the game.
Good to see all sorts of different players come up. Number 99, Ruben Mireles in there. Number 99 getting some snaps right in the middle. That young man is going to take up some space there. He's going to eat up some space, and he's going to hopefully eat up a running back coming up right at you. Here, see what number 99 does here. That's always good to see young man play. He's coming up.
Another running play, and not going to be much to the 5. Maybe a gain of 2, probably Garza again.
Nice to see him on there. He takes on double teams. He's a guy that demands a double team. You see him come up, you say, we got to get 2 guys on number 99, and you do. So that's a big plus when you have a guy like that can eat up that space. And what I mean by that is he takes up the space of 2 guys that are going to have to come and block him. That's a good thing to have on your defense. And that's, I think, is about to do it here for La Jolla. Unless they want to do one more.
What's going to happen, La Jolla is going to drop to 0-1 in district, 0-6 overall. Weslaco will improve to 4-2 overall and 1-0 in district. And again, next week, Edinburgh North for Weslaco on Friday in Edinburgh, and then I believe for La Jolla they'll have Edinburgh next Thursday, and this is going to do it. So it is going to be a final. Weslaco winning 42-14 over La Jolla. We saw Frankie Trevino score touchdowns, Chris Luna, also David Garcia. The usual suspects came through offensively, and they're going to shake hands. Any final quick words?
Yeah, so I think this video is going to show a lot of things that Weslaco wants to clear up. This is the first game of district, but I think next week when they play Edinburgh North, it'll be a tougher challenge. They got to be ready for that.
All right, thank you, Football Fred, and also thank you to our KWES crew tonight presenting this on YouTube, and, of course, Joseph Hales streaming it, and also Vinny Berry, our videographer. I'm Scott Harrison. Final time from La Jolla ISD Stadium in La Jolla, Texas. 31-6A district action here in Texas. And the final score, it was the Weslaco Panthers over the Joya Coyotes, 42-14. This has been a KWES production. Have a great weekend, everybody.